Hello writers at home and writers in class. We are working really hard on our show and tell books, and yesterday I finished up my show and tell writing about a special place. So we worked really hard to add labels to our great illustrations. We worked really hard to add sentences and even more, so I could give the reader, the person reading my book, even more information. So we did all of that yesterday, and yesterday I finished this story. So last night I was looking in class at this bookshelf, and I put some new books out here. There's Brown Bear that we've been reading together. There's some nonfiction books about fall, like pumpkins, leaves, apples. There's some Elephant and Piggy books. There's a book about dinosaurs, police officers. And I was looking at those books thinking, ooh, these are all really good books that kids will like. But then I was thinking about some of the things that you told me that you like to do when you're not at school. And I don't really have books for all of those things. Like, I don't have a book about gymnastics on this bookshelf because I don't have one. And I don't have a book about soccer. And I don't have a book about riding bikes. I know we've talked about that. Not because I don't like those things, but I just don't have a book about that. So, I was thinking that for our next books, that we could work on making a book about something that you know a lot about, and kind of turn our class into a book factory. What is a book factory? Yeah.
Someone who makes a lot and a lot of books.
Yeah, it would be something that you make a lot and a lot of. So we're going to be working on making a lot of books about things that you know a lot about. So do we want to pick something like, would I want to pick something like basketball? I could play basketball. You might not know that about me, but I actually don't. So that's not the thing that I want to write about today, because I don't know a lot about basketball. So I want you to take a minute at home, and I want you to take a minute in class, and I'm even going to do this too. I'm going to think for a minute, and we're not going to talk to our partners. We're just going to think in our heads about some things that you know a lot about, okay? So we're gonna do that for about 1 minute. It might feel like forever, but it's just gonna be 60 seconds where we're thinking about some things that we know a lot about that there's not a book up here for, okay? So we're all thinking. You have about 30 seconds left, so keep thinking of some things that you might like to have a book about that we don't have, something that you're an expert at or that you know a lot about.
I like playing on the swings.
Okay, we're still thinking. Have about 15 seconds. Close your eyes and keep thinking. Okay, so we're gonna stop there. I'm gonna have a couple of people, not everybody right now, a couple of people share out, and then I'm gonna let everybody turn and tell their partner the things that they thought of that they might like to write a book about. And I didn't say this earlier, but it can be important people, important places, or important things. Oliver, what's something that you thought might be a good idea to write a book about?
A fire drill.
Oh, okay. That's something that we have to do here in class, is a fire drill, and you do know a lot about that. We were just talking about it earlier. And we had a book up here about fire drills, but it was more like for a preschool class, I think. So yes, it would be great if we could have a book about fire drills here at David Elementary. That's a great idea.
I didn't know about fire drills.
You didn't, and now you do?
No, I know a lot
Oh, you know a lot about them. Very good. Cecilia, what was one of your...
I know a lot about my brother and sister because I always have them.
Okay, good. So Cecilia is the oldest in her family. She's the big sister. So that would be a really good book, writing about what it's like to be a big sister. I definitely do not have a book about that. And that's a really good idea. I bet a lot of kids in here are older brothers and sisters, and they would love to read a book about some great things about being the oldest brother or sister, and then maybe some things that are hard about being the oldest. So that would be a great story. I'd even like to buy that one. Yes.
A book about dogs.
Yes. So that's something I write about a lot because I know about dogs and I love dogs. So I'm going to challenge you today. If you always seem to write about the same thing, like I was thinking, oh, I'll write about dogs again because there isn't a book up here. And I thought, Mrs. Nussbaum, you already wrote about Ginger. So I'm going to try today to not write about Ginger, even though I love her so much. And it's easy for me to write about her because she's my dog and I know a lot about her. But I'm going to try really hard to write about something different. So that's kind of your challenge today. Don't write about the same thing that you just wrote about. So I know I didn't just write about her. I wrote about the park, but I think maybe one or two of my stories before was about Ginger. So I'm going to think of a couple other things that you guys might like to see me write about, and I'm going to give you time at home and time in class, only 30 seconds to tell a grown-up if you haven't already at home, and in class you're going to turn and tell your partner one thing that you might be writing about today. Partner 2 will go first in class. That's row 2 and row 4. And you can tell me, okay? What are you gonna think? What are you thinking you're gonna write about? School, because you know a lot about that. Yeah, we don't have any books right now about David Elementary, do we? No. And do you know what I think I might write about? I might write about birthday parties, because kids all have birthday parties, right? That maybe be a fun thing. Oh, you can tell us. You can come over here. What's something that you might write about today?
Carrots?
Do you know a lot about carrots?
Yeah.
What do you know about carrots?
That you have carrots and then you plant and it takes like a long time to grow them.
So kind of like that story, The Carrot Seed, made you think of writing a true story about carrots? Okay, if that is something you know a lot about, sure. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Hopefully everyone got to share. If you didn't, I can give you some more time in class in just a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So here's a few more ideas that I had that might help you. My partner up here said writing about school, all about David Elementary. And I was like, oh, great idea, because we might have books up here about other schools and kids going to school, but there is not a single book written about David Elementary. So that would be a great thing to add to our book factory. Oh, I think you already got to share, though. Thank you so much. And make sure to raise your hand instead of flirting, okay? And then something else that I thought about when Cecilia said being an older sister, I thought, oh, maybe Cecilia knows a lot about babies because she has a baby sister at her house. Yeah, so that's some ideas. And then I was thinking, I was looking straight back at our birthday chart and I thought, ooh, maybe I could write about birthdays because we all have birthdays, right? You guys could help me with that one. That might be something that we could write about. So I'm going to start that today, birthdays. And I'm going to, oops, don't have the pen I want. We'll try this one. It's not, there it is. So I'm going to do a title to my story. If you wanted to, okay, you guys can put your hands down. Thank you. We'll have more share time in just a little bit. if you wanted to today, you can get a blank sheet of paper to add on as a front cover. So all of our books have front covers. So I think this would be a good day to try that. So it's not gonna have any lines. And I'm gonna just start the front cover. I'm not going to add the illustration yet because I wanna have time for you to write today too. So, oops. Birthdays. So this is just about birthdays. It's not specifically about a birthday party because everybody has a different kind of party, and I'll probably say that. This is just all about birthdays. Days. And is it just about kids' birthdays or any birthdays? It's gonna be about any birthdays. If I just wanted to write about kids' birthdays, I could write kids' birthdays by
Maybe children.
Mrs. Nussbaum. So that's my idea.
Yeah,
But now what am I gonna say? You're gonna help me plan the pages today, and I might do a really quick sketch so that when I come back tomorrow, I can start writing my sentences and adding my labels. So, some things I know about birthdays. Maybe you know something that you could help me get some ideas too. So what's something that you guys know about birthdays? Uh-huh.
that they are a fun celebration to celebrate.
They are a fun celebration to celebrate. You know what? I think that might be a really great ending. I think that might be a really great ending. So I think I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna save that idea. Or maybe I can go to the end of my book and add that as an ending page. So they're a really great celebration that everyone loves.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that is a nice ending idea.
Everyone.
So I'm just gonna write that one word, celebration. Celebration. That's a tricky word. Okay. What else do we know about birthdays? Jensen.
Sometimes I heard that there's such a thing as too much birthday.
Too much birthdays? What does that mean?
Means that birthdays, sometimes you can get so many birthdays that if you get a pony and you can get too pretty sick of up and down and up and down.
You could have too much fun at your party?
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay.
If you get a Berenstain Bear, I found a Berenstain Bear book called Too Much Birthday.
Oh, there is a book called Too Much Birthday by Berenstain Bears. Okay, so I could look at that book. So here's some ideas I have. Everybody has a birthday once a year. We all have a birthday. So I'm quickly gonna draw a calendar to remind me of that idea. And I'm gonna write my birthday month, February.
Mine's Mine's December the 7th.
Here's something else I thought of that maybe you're thinking of too. For my birthday every year, I have to think about. Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you. Thank you very much. For my birthday every year, I have to think about what kind of cake do I want. That's kind of my favorite part. So I love strawberry shortcake or just any kind of strawberry cake. So I'm going to add that picture there.
Why the lady get a pumpkin for you?
We'll talk about it in just a little bit.
know why.
So I have my cake, and I'm just going to add maybe one candle. Because if not, I would have to draw 40, and that would take forever. So not going to do that right now.
My dad's 50.
Okay, and then a lot of times for birthdays, you might receive some presents.
My mom is 40. My dad's 50.
Yeah, you might be the age of some of your parents. I might be older.
My dad is 50.
And then the last thing I want to say is that when I celebrate my birthday, I do it with my family usually. So people, family and friends. So I am not going to draw that right now, but I am going to write the words family and friends. So I'm going to label this picture spot and write my family is celebrating with me. Okay, so I'm planning out my pages. Did I write my story today? No, I did not write my story today. I am just planning my pages. So this is my book about birthdays. And I'm working so hard to come up with those ideas. So you are going to take the idea that you thought of something you know a lot about, and you're going to work to plan your story today also, okay, writers? If you need some time to talk to your partner a little bit more, you can do that today before you go to write if you need help thinking of an idea. Okay, if you're at home, you're gonna work really hard today to do the same thing to plan your story. And if you're ready to start writing your words and adding more details to your illustrations, you can do that today too. Bye.